Hey everybody, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Cardwell.
And we're back today to showcase the brand new set that's coming out, the Game of Gods. And it's going to be a fun set. It's the new set for the new cluster. Thank God we're in a new cluster. And
new rotation, just everything.
Everything's going to be brand new and shiny and pretty, and we're going to see what happens. So we are leaving the other cluster and we're going to the Duel Cluster. So it's just going to be the Saga Cluster and the Duel Cluster, which is left now, I do believe. And some cards are sad to see go, like Mikage Rhea, but some cards like
some of our
Sigurd,
favorites.
he can go away forever.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird because a lot of things change now. Because a lot of good staple cards that were played, like Magna's Guardian Beast and Mikage Rhea, gone. All of them gone.
Just gone.
But we get lots of shiny new cards. So.
And then we'll see which ones really annoy us after this. So, I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon in the next tournament, we'll find out what climbs to the top.
But for those that have not joined us on one of these like set reviews, is the way we do this. So we're gonna break it down. We're gonna go through the whole set, and this time there is starter decks. So we're going through the starter decks.
Yep.
We're going through the rulers first, then the starter decks, then the set.
Yep.
And we break it down by color and by everything of that. So if you want to see like a certain color, you just find the timestamp down below, and it'll be there. So if you're like, I need to know about the blue cards and what they think of them, go to them.
And this is also relaxed, so we're just here to calm down. We're brewers, so we're going to think most cards that are crap may be pretty good. We'll tell you which ones are good, which ones are not. Usually how we try to rank this is either it's, good in limited or good in New Frontiers, and then pretty much whether we play it or not.
Yeah.
Or just block it or don't even play it at all.
Yeah, or if it's just a terrible card.
Yeah.
There is terrible cards printed because, I mean, it's a card game. They have to.
Yeah, not even good enough for draft.
But overall, we're just going to just have a fun time talking about the cards. Because a lot of these cards we both haven't seen. So we're going to see what they do and just blind sight. You know?
People love live reactions, right? We're all good.
Yeah.
And of course, go and know that this should be, of course, on our app of FoW Grimoire. Almost went backwards there. You can download it on Apple or Android, and therefore you can go ahead and start making decks out of these new cards. So that should be pretty fun.
Yep. Also, we also have a Patreon, so go check that out. The link is down below in our bio and everything. And you get access to our Discord. You get early access to all the decks that we make. You get early access to everything else that we're getting and coming out with. So just go check it out, guys. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. And with that, guys, let's delve into it. So the Game of Gods. We're going to start with the rulers that are coming out. First ruler we have is Kaguya, God of Cats and the Moon. So we're back with Kaguya in all of her glory.
Yep.
She has not really changed into what she does. She gets to build up moons and then just kill you. What she does.
Yeah, that's what happens.
We'll go over it. So, the new rulers, they're triple color, which is kind of cool, but they don't really, it's odd, but they're white. She's white, green, and blue.
Yep.
So, and she's got Tails, Tails is essentially one of the new mechanics. It's like an old mechanic reskinned.
There are several mechanics that we'll have to get into it because this is a completely new world right now.
So the things in this is Tails and villains. She is a Tails, so all that means is everything that's a Tails can be played in this deck.
Yep.
Like you can only use Tails cards or non-Tails cards. And I don't mean I mean that don't have Tails or villains on them.
Every other creature is a freelance creature.
Yeah.
And they're not a part of the Tails or the villains. They're just, you use whatever.
Yeah, you can use those. So like Virgil, he doesn't have either of those. You can use Virgil in this.
Yeah.
It'd be a bad op, but you can.
Yeah.
Still a thing you can. But that's the idea. Or you can only use Tails. So Tails and normal creatures is what Tails is. So you cannot have cards with villains in your deck or Magic Stone deck. And that does matter because there's a Magic Stone that does that.
That's cute.
The next new mechanic is called Revolution Order. So that is a whole weird mechanic in and of itself.
Yeah.
I will read it verbatim and then I'll explain it because it's a lot.
Yeah.
So you pay 0. Once per turn, as you play a Resonator spell, you may choose to order it. If you do, that Resonator spell gains. Players cannot chase to this card. This card cannot be canceled or moved to any other zone other than the field. As that Resonator enters the field, put this card into its order side with its order side up. So, essentially, you order a Resonator. It loses. You order it to turn into a revolutionized dude.
Yeah.
Can't be canceled, can't be chased. So you get that Resonator period. Like it comes into play. There's no way you can stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can mess with its ender triggers or whatever, but it can't be stopped otherwise. It also turns into a J ruler, which we'll get to the other side when we get to the other, like revolutionize itself, because it has like two sides of its mechanic. I'll just explain it now because it's easier.
Yeah.
But it turns into a J ruler instead of a resonator, so it just loses the resonator type totally. And whenever that dude dies as a J ruler, you flip these back over to their normal side.
Yep. There's no astral counters really anymore with these guys. It's just like the gods come and imbue a person, make them a demigod basically, and then that's them until they die.
Yeah.
And
then when that demigod goes back, the power goes back to the main god, and he flips back over.
Yep.
That's essentially how it works, in easier layman terms.
then you play a resonator, and you can do it again.
Yeah, you can do it multiple times. You can only revolutionize order once per turn, but you can do it per turn. So you can do it on your opponent's turn too. So if you have a quick cast resonator, you can be like, cool, revolution on your turn.
Yeah.
So like all the silly dudes that come and play and counter things, you can be like, hey, cool, counter your thing. You can't say no because I get to win this. It's nuts.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And the final new mechanic, or one of the other new mechanics, is Force Command something. It'll be like Force Command a word. And hers is Force Command Moon. Apply all Force Resonance Moon triggers abilities on cards you control within all zones. All that means is anything that has the Force Resonance Moon gains those abilities. So like the Gil Lapis from the last set that was rotating out, he unlocks different card text.
Yeah, it was a limit breaker then.
Yeah.
Now this is just a force command.
Yeah, that's all it is it's the same mechanic, just different names. And so her backside, she is just an Order of the Moon is what it is. It's an order, it's a new card type. The ordered card becomes a J ruler with the card play cost and is no longer a resonator. It gains the following abilities as long as this card is in your order area. The J ruler type and those abilities cannot be removed from or lost by the ordered card in any way.
Okay.
So when you order that dude, that's what it gets. So you can't mess with it, you can't do any of that stuff, but you can respond to its abilities. It still has Force Command Moon, so this card gains all the abilities of Force Command Moon, which is enter, put a Wind Moon addition into the field. The ordered card gains +X, and flying, where X is the number of additions you control.
Nice.
And you may call a Magic Stone while the ordered card is rested, and calling a Magic Stone does not cause the ordered card to rest.
Nice.
So it's going to make attacking with an ordered card insane. Because you can be like, cool, attack with this dude, and then still call a stone, because I can. Busted. Like,
that's what you always want to do. You always want to, instead of making that decision like, you want to tap for a stone or swing with my J roller, now you can do both.
Yeah. And like, I understand why they did it, because they didn't want to take away the ability of, because you're already technically losing a resonator.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to make sure you didn't lose that. So it's weird, but it makes sense. Overall, like once you figure out how it works and like get it, it's super easy to like mess with. Because all it is it makes that dude uncounterable, don't touch it, and it's a J ruler with its play cost. So know that J rulers now have their own play cost, which is kind of crazy. So like a 2-drop that gets ordered is a 2-drop ruler.
Yeah.
So cards that say kill a 2-drop get to kill that.
Yeah, they all imply everything all stacks onto each other.
Yeah.
The next up is Loki, Master of Trickery. She's they are a blue, green, black. It's hard to tell, but it works. Is a villain, so she's the opposite of that. You cannot have cards with tails in your deck or Magic Stone. And then it has the Revolution Order as well. It costs 0. I do believe they all cost 0.
Yeah, they all do.
I don't know why they have the cost, but whatever. And then it does the same thing. Once you return, you play Resonator spell. You may choose to order it, and if you do, the Resonator gains. Players cannot change to this card. This card cannot be canceled or moved to any zone other than the field. And that Resonator enters the field and puts the card on the order side, on the order area when it happens. And then it also has the Force Command of Trickery. So any card with the Force Command Trickery under it, everything happens. So all of the Force Trigger abilities of your cards control in all zones. Simple as that. It's probably going to be basically what most of these rulers do.
Yeah.
But what happens when they do flip to make them, basically, like we said, describe demigods. So this one, Order of Trickery. This card looks amazing. So the order becomes a J ruler with the play cost is no longer resonator. Gains the following abilities as long as the card is your order area J ruler type, and the abilities cannot be removed from, lost by, ordered card in any way. Again, we're just going through it again. Force Command Trickery, 0, destroy target ordered card. Play this ability only once per turn. You may call a Magic Stone with the ordered card rested, and calling a Magic Stone does not cause the ordered card to rest. So once per turn, that sounds very strong.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Loki's really cool. I think she's gonna be one of the stronger rulers because she has the ability to A, kill your opponent's ordered dudes. First and foremost, just free low kill your dude.
Yeah.
B, she gets to kill her own dudes, which is what I think you're gonna mostly do with this because a lot of Loki's cards do trigger weird things when she dies, or when they die, or whatever. So it's kind of cool, and you have to, if you have a destroyed ordered thing, you get special things. Like we'll go over them when we get to her cards, but
Yeah.
she's one of the rulers that's about killing, or one of the orders that's about killing her own things, which is kind of cool.
I mean, to be able to just do that on a person, kill it, and then something more triggers happen, then you can basically double value on that point.
Also, you got to remember that every time she orders, that dude's uncounterable.
Yeah.
So by being able to get a free ability that triggers period and then kill it, you get to flip it again and do it again.
Yeah.
You're like, cool, next turn I'm going to do it again because I can. And you can't stop me because it's uncounterable. Thanks.
That, or to be this strong and just keep it there, and then they play something, and you're like, destroy that ordered card at the end of your turn. For free, just like, get rid of it.
Yeah, if they play a dude you can't deal with, you're just like, nah, chief.
We're getting there.
All right, the next one we have is one of the two of the same ruler, kind of. It's not the same, but it is. All right, so we got Nyarlathotep, the Game Master. She is the red, white, black ruler, and she has tails. You cannot have villains. Revolution Order 0, same thing.
Yep.
And Force Command Chaos. So she gets to apply all Force Resonance of Chaos. The first one I'm going to go over is the Order of Chaos, and that is the one from the actual set, the Game of the Gods. She has the same order things, and then the order gives them Force Command Chaos. The ordered card gets +2/+2 in swiftness, and then you can still call a stone while they're tapped. So that's really the main thing on the one from the Game of the Gods.
Yep. And on the pre-box set, of course, is Order of the Game, and she has Force Command Chaos, and all the ordered cards gain +X with the number of magic stones you control. Now, with her, we'll get to her cards in recently, but she calls in a bunch of magic stones at once, so it gets all that.
She gets a whole lot of free stones, so you just get to make them really big.
And this is where you can actually get to put in magic stone immediately, and then you get to swing, because that's what they can do.
And I honestly understand why this is one of the starter deck ones, because it's good, but it's not giving your dude swiftness every turn, so you're not like, hey, this dude's broken.
Yeah. But late game, it could be kind of just like,
Yeah.
I have a fast dude anyway, he's huge.
Yeah, I have a Swifty boy already, die.
Take care of him.
Next up is Odin, God of War. He is the same way as Nyarlathotep. He's got two different backsides. One is for the starter deck and one is for the Game of the Gods. First up, his villain side, his front side is Revolution Order, Force Command Faith. And then his first one is the Game of the Gods, Order of the Faith. Force Command Faith. Enter, you may search your deck for a light card and put it into the graveyard. If you do so, shuffle your deck. The ordered card gains +X/+X, where X is the total cost. Where X is its total cost. So whatever that resonator was, it gets to be bigger, equal to its cost, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And the next one is Order of War, which has the Force Command Faith as well. But this one says it gains +2/+2 and Pierce, which is something you don't see very much in Force of Will.
Yeah.
So this I would almost see that's a slight game changer, but we'll see.
Yeah, this card's going to be insane. I actually think this Odin's like super strong.
Better.
I don't know about better, because the other one does a lot more shenanigans with graveyard manipulation, which is what Odin's about. But just having free low Pierce is kind of gross.
Yeah. I'll swing with my big dude, block him if you care, but I'm still hitting you.
Still going to hit you in the face because I have Pierce.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
All right, the first thing we're going to go over is the Tails deck, all the little Tails resonators and whatever's in it. The first guy we got is Barbados, the Aspiring Ascendant. So if you notice with Force Will, they like to take their dudes and show you like lore of how they became who they were. We've seen Barbados before, but this is just him as a human. 2 red for a 10/4 with Tails. He has Resonance Fire Magic Stone, which that's the other mechanic. 4 red mostly. Resonance Fire Magic Stone. So when a Fire Magic Stone comes into play, so like anything that says Fire Magic Stone, like basic stone,
a little bonus attached to it.
You may rest target J Resonator. Pretty strong, just being like, hey, stone comes into play, tap a dude.
Yep.
Then pay red. This card does 200 damage to your opponent. Revolution. This card gains the following text as long as it is ordered. So this is what we're talking about. This will unlock as long as it's your ordered card. Enter. Put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field. It gains at the next end of turn. Put this card on the bottom of its owner's Magic Stone deck. Whenever damage is dealt to your opponent, target J Resonator you control gains swiftness.
Cute.
So this dude gets to be insanity because, like, two things. This guy, you don't have to order him to play him.
Nope.
And he still gets the value because you should be like, pay a red, shoot your opponent / tap dudes down. Pretty strong by itself.
Yeah.
But getting the extra ability of getting a free stone and a free tap down and being able to give dudes swiftness is really, really strong. So he can give himself swiftness by just being like, cool, free magic stone, pay red, shoot you dude.
Yeah. And speaking of the Norla tap that gives, comes into play, gives it +X for each stone. He gets a free stone, and then you can call for a stone that turn if you need be. And then you ping him twice, gain swiftness, and swing for a lot. Like, it's just insane of how explosive this guy can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a super good. So definitely in New Frontiers, busted and limited.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is Cthulhu's Intimidation. It's a 3 red chant. You may pay a red less to play this card for each magic stone that entered this field under your control this turn. As you can see,
fire magic stone.
A fire magic stone. So I don't know what I said, but yes, and it's free. It can be pretty quick. So this card deals 600 damage to each J resonator your opponent controls. If 2 or more fire magic stones were put in the field under your control this turn, damaged J resonators cannot block until end of turn. If 3 or more fire magic stones were put in the field under your control this turn, draw a card. So it can get really, really quick, really, I don't know, really intense real quick.
This card's cool. I don't really like it all that much.
Yeah,
because it costs 3. Yes, it can cost less, but it's starter deck card and it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's decent. It's not like great though.
We'll see how it goes, but yeah, maybe a one of, maybe. Limited, it can be fun.
Yeah. By themselves, I'm gonna put this already out there. Like, these two starter decks fighting each other are perfectly matched. Like, they're really, really good in terms of
balance
and what they can do. So I understand that, but we're gonna just negate that in terms of what we're thinking of for these. That card's cool. It's not like crazy. Next is the Flame Soldier of Ma'at. He is 1 red for a 4/4 with Pierce. Already pretty good.
Yep.
Because if you're using that order, the one that gives her ++, then this dude's angry.
Yeah, very angry.
Resonance Fire Magic Stone. This card gets +2/+2 until end of turn. And then Revolution. Enter, draw a card. If you control 4 magic stones, draw 2 cards instead. Just a good beater. That's what he's for. He's pretty decent if you're trying to go hard real quick.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he's not like super great.
Next one is Flaming Salamander. It's a red and a 1 beast. It's a 7/7. It has Resonance of Fire Magic Stone. This card deals 600 damage to target J Resonator. If it was dealt to the chosen target this way, destroy it. Wait, what? Really? If damage was dealt to the chosen target this way, destroy it.
This card, however, is super strong. This little lizard just shoots fireballs and kills things.
So why didn't it just say destroy target creature? Because it has to be fire damage? Or
No.
I'm not getting the wordage here.
No, this card deals 600 damage to target J Resonator.
Yeah.
If damage was dealt to the chosen target this way, destroy it. So the way it's worded that way is you just deal 600 damage, but if for whatever reason you prevent the other damage and more damage is dealt to it, it still dies. It still just puts the you will die text on this.
Gotcha.
If you're dealt damage. It doesn't have to be from this.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, for you to call stones really quick.
If damage was dealt to the chosen target this way, yeah, it does actually
way.
have to be this way. But this card's still really good because
Yeah,
it's just
it is.
2 mana shoot a thing off the board because it will probably hit whatever.
Maybe 1 or 2 things a turn, you know?
I mean, it's 5 magic stones, so if you get lots of magic stones for just the fire stones, you're just like, that thing dies, that thing dies. Neat.
Yeah.
Next is one of the exclusive from the deck is Lovecraft, the Dragon of Chaos. He is 3 red and 1 for an 18/4 with flying and tails. Banish a magic stone, destroyed the J Resonator blocking this card.
Okay.
Pretty sweet. Revolution, enter. This card deals damage equal to its attack to target player or J Resonator.
Okay.
At the end of turn, destroy this card.
So you can at least get 36 damage off this guy if possible, maybe more.
Yeah, I really think this dude's super good if you're playing Yarlacat. I really, really do. Because, yes, he's a 4-drop, but he's a 4-drop that has the ability to deal 18 just by himself, period. So you're paying 4 mana to shoot them for 18. That's almost half your life.
And by turn 4, that can be really quick, actually. That can be dead.
Yeah.
Because hopefully you get them at 20. Or if you're still fighting Belial, cool, that person's dead immediately.
Yeah, And if nothing else, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can just play this dude and then sacrifice stones to just be like, kill your dude.
Yeah.
Are you blocking? No, die.
No, and then take 18.
This dude's insanity. I like this dude a lot. I really do.
That guard's really good. The next one is Phantasmal Ascendant. It's 1 red Cthulhu, 4/4. It has quick cast. And then enter, put the top card of your Magic Stone in the field. It gains, at the end of turn, put this card at the bottom of the owner's Magic Stone deck. Revolution. So this card gains the following text. Banish a Magic Stone. Target J Resonator loses all abilities until end of turn. Then this card deals 1,000 damage to it. That's really good for it to being a quick cast one. So that's super good.
So take the card we just talked about and make it better.
Yeah.
Or the little 2-drop dude and make it better.
Yeah.
Because that's what this dude is. He is a 1 mana, kill almost anything.
Yeah.
Almost anything.
And the fact that target J Resonator loses all abilities, so anything that's imperishable, whatever, can just be like, no, you're not anymore, and now you're dead.
Yeah.
And you can't come back.
Yeah, having something that can make that just you lose abilities on like any time, like always, is kind of insanity. Just be like, cool, I make a stone, you lose abilities and take 1,000.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's really good. I would definitely play this.
Card is definitely going to see play in standard.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're playing. Like if you're playing Tails, you're probably going to try to be playing that dude because the dude's pretty good.
Exactly.
Next is the Red Flame. It is 1 red chant. Quick cast. This card deals 200 damage to target player or J Resonator. A spell which is Force Resonance Chaos, which is kind of cool. This card deals 200 damage plus an additional 200 damage multiplied by the number of magic stones you control instead.
Oh.
It's cool. I don't really
bad.
think it's needed. Because, I mean, you're going to do a lot of damage already with the other stuff.
Yeah.
And the last 2 cards we've talked about deal 1,000 by themselves. So you don't need... I don't think this card is needed, honestly, in terms of, like, constructed. It's cool and limited. Like,
limited can kill things.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's right. Like, all these creatures that we talked about literally just do the same
They
thing.
do this ability better.
Next one is Red Wine and Bread. Is this one of the legit ones just for the
Yeah,
box
this
set?
is one of the starter set.
Starter set. It's a 1-drop edition. So it has so Firestone, J Resonators you control gain +2/+2 into turn, so they get bigger, all of them. And then enter, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field. It gains until end of turn. Put this card at the bottom of the the Magic Stone deck. Fire Resonance Chaos. This card gains the following text. So whenever a J ruler you control is destroyed, draw a card. So it's decent. I wouldn't say it's standard or New Frontiers playable. Well, it can be okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's okay.
It's a blanket that gives your dudes bigger, but it doesn't do anything else for you other than that, really, I don't think. It's neat, but it's kind of meh.
Like, if you do Red Weenie really quick, then maybe it's cool, because maybe, like, one of these can set off, like, all your dudes getting +2, +4, +8 real quick, but I don't know. We'll see about that.
Yeah. Next is Spirit of Ma'at. It is 2 red and 1 for a 9/9 with quick cast. Resonance, Fire Magic Stone. This card gets +4/+4 and swiftness until the end of turn.
Nice.
Pay red, discard this card. Target J Resonator gets +4/+4 and swiftness. That's what makes this card insane. And then Revolution. Enter, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field. It gains, put it at the bottom at the end of turn. So this card helps you ramp if you're playing as a Order Ruler. This card also makes Carlina disgusting, or any of the like old rulers that want to discard their hand. Like Carlina, this card is disgusting for her.
Yeah.
Because you're like, cool, this dude gains haste. This dude gains swiftness because I can.
Yeah, the big dude, cool, whatever. Do it.
Yeah.
Swing.
Yeah, my big dude I just played and I have my 1 red floating. No. Have swiftness.
Pretty cute. Next one is Sudden Manifestation of Power. It's a 1 red chant. Put the top card of Magic Stone in the field. It gains at the end of turn. Put this at the bottom of the Magic Stone. Draw a card. So basically, you're just triggering your Renaissance or
Resonance.
Resonance, yeah. That's all. And you get to draw a card, so you're not really missing much at all.
It's a cantrip that helps Resonance. It's cool, but it's not really like the greatest thing in the world. Again, it's a starter deck card, so it's not going to be super powerful. Know that. There's going to be some cards that are super cool, but they're not like the best thing in the world. Yeah. And that is one of them.
They're there for like you and your best friend just starting out Force of Will or trying to teach someone to Force of Will. Those are probably the best ways to do it for sure.
And next up, we're going to go into the Villains one, which is the white starter deck. First card we got is Artillerist of Faith. He is 1 white for a 3/3 Pierce. This card gains +X/+X, where X is the highest total cost among the entities you control. enter, you may discard a card. If you do, this card deals 200 damage multiplied by the total cost of the card discarded this way to target player. Draw a card. So you ready for this card to be pretty broken in standard?
Yes, I am, because that's ridiculous.
Because you know what card costs like 10 mana right now? Avenger of Amadeus, where you're like, pay 1 white, you take 10, or what?
No.
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, take half your life because I can. Hey Belial, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get to draw a card. And since the avatar shuffles, right, when it goes
Yeah,
to the graveyard,
yeah.
what if you just draw it again and be like, pow!
Yeah, you just keep playing this dude and you're like, cool, discard whatever and die.
Okay, that's super gross.
Like, this dude's gonna be cool in standard. He's a gimmicky card in
Yeah.
standard. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not gonna be like greatest thing in the world, but it's gonna be funny. It's gonna catch somebody out pretty hard.
Yeah, I like it a lot, actually. Choir of the Valkyrie is 2 white chant. Put 2 4/4 light soldier resonators tokens in the field with the resonance of faith, and put X 4/4 light soldier resonator tokens in the field instead, where X is the highest total cost among entities you control. This can actually go with Belial and make it really sick with more tokens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember the black card that did this with zombies?
Yeah,
This is the exact same card, just in white.
that's awesome.
Kind of disgusting, and it does really well.
I like it.
Next, this is one of the starter deck exclusives. It is Gary and Frecky, the Greedy Wolves. It is 3 white and 2 for a 13/13 villain. Enter, remove target non-Magic Stone, non-J-Rule entity your opponent controls from the game. When this card is put into the graveyard from the field, do the same thing.
Yeah.
I like this card a whole lot. I think this card is actually pretty good. It's not going to be like super crazy because it does cost 5.
Yeah.
In Carlina, this card is insane.
Yeah, for sure.
Card is insane in Carlina because you're like, I'll use her God's Art, I'll draw 2 cards when I play it and remove your thing.
Yep. Just remove it completely.
And you can't counter it because I used God's Art. Thanks. Gross.
And it's a 13/13. So yeah, pretty awesome. The next one is Kara Swift Valkyrie. It's a white and a 1. So it's a 6/7 villains that has swiftness and flying. That's good. You can tap to produce a white. It has the revolution of enter, destroy target attacking J Resonator. But okay.
So I'm pretty sure they need to errata this card because
Yeah.
they've pretty much messed up.
Yeah.
Or you're using the instant cast spells to bring it back at instant speed to do that, but otherwise its enter trigger is really not going to trigger ever by itself.
Never. I mean, a 6/7 swiftness flying is good, but the fact, that it's kind of broken at the same time.
I mean, you can't play it during its enter trigger, so
that's weird.
to have it revolutionized, you have to be able to cast it, but it doesn't have quick cast, so it's kind of odd.
Kind of super odd.
Next is Keep the Faith. It is 1 white, quick cast, whole lot of text.
Whoa, yeah, for a 1 white chance.
Choose 1. Target J Resonator gains +4/+4 flying and drain until the end of turn.
I like it.
Put target non-Magic Stone, non-Chant card with total cost 1 or less from your graveyard into the field.
Okay.
Put the Resonator part of a target alternate card with a Resonator with 1 or less from the graveyard into the field.
Ooh.
Force Resonance Faith. This card gains the following text. Instead of the following option, choose 1. Destroy target J rule you control. If you do, draw cards equal to its total cost.
Oh, nice.
So this card is insane for multiple reasons.
Yes.
It's got 4 things you can choose from if you're playing Faith, 3 otherwise. But those things you choose from, they don't have stipulations.
Yeah.
Put target Resonator part of target alternate card with the remaining cost of 1 or less from your graveyard into the field. I'll get back a Suya for free. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what color it is. It's just the alternate card that side. Or the other one is put target Magic Stone non-chant card with total cost 1 or less from your graveyard into the field. Neat.
Addition.
Yeah, you can get any 1-drop of any color that you need.
Yeah.
Card is so good. Or you just be like, cool, my dude's big.
Yeah. And then destroy target J ruler you
Yeah,
control if
yeah.
you do draw cards equal to total cost.
Yeah, if you're playing Odin, you should be playing this card, period.
Yeah.
And if you're playing white, I almost feel like you should just be playing this card, period, because this card's super good.
Just end a turn, bring back my 1-drop that you just killed. That's very important. Thanks.
Yeah,
Or my
no,
dr-
I really
drop
think this
addition.
card is just super strong, and it doesn't have the villains or faith side, so
Yeah.
you can, or the villains or tail, so you can use it in any white deck, which is what makes this so good.
Yeah. It says keep the faith, but it's whatever you believe
Yeah,
in.
yeah, it's insane.
All right, next one is Praying Valkyrie. It's 2 white and 1. It's a 9/9 flying. if this card would be put in the graveyard from anywhere, remove it from game instead. And if you do, it gains the effect. Blah, blah, do I? Oh yeah, okay. You control would rather to the total cost of a light card in any zone. You may have it referred to that total cost +1, as long as you control. Okay, hold on. If this is there's a lot of text here. Go
Essentially,
ahead.
what this says is if this dies, if it puts into the graveyard from anywhere, you remove it from the game instead. And then anything that refers to a total cost
of 1
gets added 1.
Just like that one
so
that
like
we just talked about.
All the other cards that do special things that add 1, or like you destroy target thing, draw cards equal to its total cost. If you destroy a 2-drop, that 2-drop becomes a 3-drop. Because this thing adds 1 to that total cost.
You may have it referred to the total cost +1 as long as it's removed area. Okay.
It's kind of an odd card to figure out at the start, but Odin's all about the total cost of your big dudes. And so that's what this card's for, is to help make your big dudes cost bigger.
So with the other card, it says bring back a 1 or 1. Can you do a 2 now? With the Keep the Faith? So therefore you can get the Valkyrie from the graveyard into play, quick cast to kill something off. And this is pay 1 white, discard this card, draw a card, which is awesome. It has more text as the Revolution, of course. Enter, you gain 1,000 life, draw 2 cards if the total cost of this card is 5 or more.
So essentially, if you have 2 of these removed, your pluses are +2.
Yeah.
So this becomes a 5 cost to play.
Quote with air quotes.
And you get to draw 2 cards.
I think this card's cute, but it's probably not worth playing.
I don't know. I think it is pretty good if in Odin, because it helps Odin do a lot of silly stuff.
Yeah.
And the other card, the reason I really like this card is it sets its own self up.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you discard it to draw your card and remove it from the game to give your pluses.
Because it says from anywhere.
It allows you to do its own ability for free, which is nice.
That's true. If you're able to set yourself up, then it's awesome.
Next up is Rangrid. It is 2 white for a 5/5 flying. This card gets +X/+X, where X is the highest cost of entities you control. So again, the last card talked about, make it bigger. Revolution, enter, destroy all J resonators your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to the attack of this card. So little rush decks, this card does not like them.
Nope.
That's pretty cool for that, because you're like 2-drop, kill all your stuff, and it's just bigger.
And the more it gets bigger because of the other effects, then the more that it can kill bigger things for 2.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. Now, the next one is Repeating Faith Revival. This guy wants to be dead, it looks like. It's 1 white and 2. Put target light resonator or light alternative card from your graveyard onto the field. You may only put a resonator part of the alternative card in the field. Force Resonance of Faith. Players cannot chase to this card. Put this card into its owner's hand as it resolves. Gross.
Yes, please. I'll take Graveyard Recursion that you can't deal with for 100 Trebek.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that constantly comes back to your hand.
This card is nuts.
This card is
It's
super
so
nuts.
good. Like the Odin that we talked about that's in the actual set, this card you're playing with him because it's literally a free don't counter this, get a dude back from the graveyard.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about my dude?
I don't know why you would not use this card. Like, card's insane.
Yeah. Just like, oh, my important dude, it's back. You want to kill it? Cool, it's back next turn.
Yeah.
Because I don't care.
Because I can do it whenever and you can't stop me. Like, that's the most difficult part of it is it's just like, I'm going to get this back always and you can't do nothing about it.
That's gross.
Unless you remove my graveyard before.
Otherwise, no. I'm having my dudes.
Next is Soldier of Minerva. It is a 1-drop 4/4. If this card is put into the graveyard from anywhere, removed from the game. And if effect would refer to a thing, it refers to the total cost +1 instead. So it does the same thing as the other card, just makes them bigger. And then enter, draw a card, put 2 1 counters on this card. I like this card a whole lot for a couple of reasons. If it is your Revolution card, it's just a 6/6 that draws a card. Yeah. I'll take that for 1 mana. Thanks. We had Majin Dark Elf before. Yeah. It's still about the same thing.
Plus whatever your bonus of your...
And then if it dies, it just adds to your cost. So it's kind of cool.
It's simple and it's good. I think it's solid. The Holy Shield of Mistlin. Or Mistletoe. It's a 1-drop edition. Oh, it has a tap. If you control a J-Ruler until end of turn, the next damage that would be dealt to you while you control a J-Ruler is dealt to a J-Ruler you control instead. Play this ability only if you control one. And then if an effect you control would refer to the total cost in a card of any zone, you may have it do the total cost of +3 instead. Wow.
I believe this is the other starter deck card.
Okay. Well, if you're going all in with the Odin, then you definitely want to do it in New Frontiers.
Yeah, this
sure.
card is super strong. I really like this card a lot because it just helps prevent damage. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of people underestimate how good damage prevention is.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if it's your J-Roller is just big or insanely powerful.
That is it for the starter deck. I think it's going to be really good. I think both of them are really strong against each other, and I'm really glad that they're doing them that way because it's a good way to get people in the game. And both of them seem strong enough and good enough that they're going to be super fun and easy to play. And with that, guys, we're going to delve into the colors.
And now with the white color that we have on here, we have to mention that some of these will be part of the set as well with the starter decks. And of course, it's so great it had to show up immediately twice again. Is the Artillerist of Faith. Is a 1 white soldier. You know what it does. Comes into play, domes your dude. We'll see a lot of this, I'm sure.
Yeah, I really think this card's going to just see some play. I really do because it's super strong. It doesn't matter what you're throwing. That's free damage.
Play it in everything. Just do it.
Yeah, and most of those cards that are in the starter deck, we're going to just relatively skip them because you've heard them before and you can go to the starter
You
deck.
just heard us talk with our pretty voices.
Yeah. Next up is Brunhild, Scion of Faith. She has 2 white and 1 for a 10/10 flying drain. Enter, put target non-chant light card from your graveyard into the field.
Okay.
If this card be put in the graveyard from anywhere, blah, 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 when it removes itself, it adds +2 to your total cost. And then Revolution, apply the Revolution abilities of all light resonators you control. I'll take it for 2,000, Trebek.
Yeah, that's so good.
If you have other dudes with Revolution orders, and you play her, and you order her, she gains all of them.
All of them.
So she's a 10/10 that brings in something else.
Just a light, no anything, no cost, no nothing. Just get a light, dude.
A light card. You can get an addition. You can get whatever. Doesn't matter.
As long as it's a non-chant.
Yeah, non-chant light card.
Man,
and you're,
so
you're like, cool, I
ask.
get free whatever.
So turn 1, you drop your biggest dude, right, and dome him in the face.
Yeah.
And then you can bring Brunhild here and be like, bring him back. Okay, this is cool. All right, and next one, of course, is Choir of the Valkyries. We already just went over this. 2 drop, pretty good with
2 drop Megan tokens.
Yeah, mega tokens.
Next is Hegel, the Giant of Dark Sun. It is 2 white and 1 for a 10/10 with Drain and Villain.
Okay.
Revolution, choose Resonator or Chant. Your opponent cannot play cards of the chosen type as long as this card is in the field.
Ooh, buddy.
Remember that card that we were talking about that returns a card from the graveyard to play?
Yep.
Yep, that's the good target for it.
Yeah. Don't do that no more.
Remember how you revolutionized this guy and you're like, hey, cool, thanks. Don't play your spells.
Yeah.
Because, like, this card's insane because you have to be able to kill it.
Yep.
And
good luck.
Yeah. The only thing this has that's nice is you can, like it's so hard to deal with because it's 10/10.
And if you play more, you can maybe stop their whole deck if they're a combo deck.
You can stop a good chunk of it, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm getting the next one. Kara Swift Valkyrie. We know her. Now we know how to bring her in with quick cast, so it's all good.
Yeah. Hey,
keep the faith.
Keep the faith is the really good 1-drop chant that you're going to be playing.
4 of every white deck ever.
There you go.
Next one, Light Mage of the Mahat, or I like to call Matt. It's not how you do it. It's 1 white and 1. 6/6, you may pay 1 less to play this card if you control a J-Roller. Cool. Enter. This card deals damage equal to its attack to target J-Resonator. It has the Revolution. When it's been ordered, prevent all damage that would be dealt by target chant spell until end of turn. I call this sideboard.
Yeah, it's a really good sideboard card.
Just in case there's crazy burn that gets out of hand, I would play this sideboard.
Yeah, no, I think with this set, a lot of old cards get to come back and be useful again, which is kind of really cool.
Yeah.
I'm real proud of them for it. Next is one of the best Resonators I've seen printed to date.
Oh.
Mistletoe, the Dark Sword Saint. She has 1 white for a 4/4 pierce. Non-will activate abilities of J-Rulers cannot be played.
Okay.
Revolution. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to this card. At the end of turn, recover this card. Discard a card, put X counters on this card where X is the total cost of the discarded card. Draw a card. Play this ability only during your turn and only once per turn.
My God.
So, this card hates Virgil.
Yep.
Hates Virgil. Virgil is like,
gone.
No, don't do anything. Because it's just a 1-mana non-will activate abilities of J Resonators cannot be played. So your Virgil, don't do it.
Don't do it. And when she swings, she's gonna untap to block that Virgil from coming into play. Just shield bash him.
This card is insane because it doesn't care. If you're playing Odin, you're definitely playing this card because it prevents damage and draws you cards and recovers itself.
You literally don't lose a card when you make her bigger. That's the best thing about it. You draw a card.
Yeah. And however, don't feel if you're not playing Odin, still play this card as long as you're playing villains.
Yeah.
Because this card is super good. Tails, you're sorry you can't play this card because it's not a Tails, but
she may be a villain, but she's a hero in my heart.
Dude, she's so good.
Sure.
So good. Play her.
Yeah, play her. Do it every game. Odin enters the game of gods. What a cheater. It's a 1-white chant. Quick cast. Choose one. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put one of them in your hand, put one of them in your graveyard, and remove one from game. This is how you quickly level up your mana cost value. And then another one, put X/1/1 counters on target J resonators you control, where X is the highest total cost among entities you control. Pretty good. And then Force Resonance Faith. Destroy up to 1 target non-magic stone entity with total cost X or less, where X is the highest total cost among entities you control. That one, okay. The rest of the card, super good, which makes this all good.
It doesn't matter. You're playing Odin, you get 2 abilities for 1 mana?
Yeah.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
And with the total cost, you can literally increase your total cost up by 3 or 4 just this once.
If you're playing the game of the actual set Odin, you get to then you get to level up your dudes at least 2 just for free. Because when you revolutionize a dude, that Odin trigger flips over and it searches a card and puts it in your graveyard. So you go get one of the dudes that removes itself, and you're like +1, and then this card goes and +1.
Yeah.
And it removes and puts another one somewhere else. You're like +2.
Like 1 removed and 1 in the graveyard, but once it goes in the graveyard, you can just remove it as well.
Odin's kind of silly to be like, my dudes are big.
My dudes are big.
Next is Odin's Intimidation. It is 1 white and 3. You may pay 3 less to play this card. If a J ruler was put into the field under your control this turn, your opponent banishes X non-magic stone non-J ruler entities, where X is the number of entities with villain you control.
Good. One-sided board wipe is always fun.
Also, I'm sorry, Belial, but you have now been put in check pretty hard by this entire set. I forgot that there's like 9 cards that board wipe tokens really well. They all read the same way that they do bitter with more things in play. Because we'll get to Nyarlathotep and she has a lot of them. I've seen those. But Odin, this literally kills any token for 1 mana, free low. Just, I don't have a villain. Neat. Your tokens die.
Go. Bye.
Sorry, Bilal.
Sorry.
Definitely a sideboard card if nothing else. I don't know if it's main board. It's
maybe
cool.
1 main board.
Yeah, but it's definitely a sideboard card. Praying Valkyrie. We've seen this card in the starter deck. It's still really good. I think it's going to be good for Odin just to set up.
Rangrid. Also in the starter deck. 2 white, 5/5. We got there. She's good.
She got why is her
arm
belt over here?
I think maybe that's her hair tie. Maybe
I don't know. Maybe. Best chant in the starter deck period.
My favorite ever. Yeah.
Card is insane. The repeating faith revival thing.
Yeah. Soldier of Minerva. We got this one. 1-drop 4/4. That does good stuff.
Yep. Holy Sword of Mistletoe. It is 1 white and 6 for an Eternal Quick Cast Edition.
Okay.
If more than 1,000 damage is dealt to you, 1,000 damage is dealt to you instead.
As simple as that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Awakening, 1 white, enter, destroy target rested J Resonator, Force Faith. You may pay 6 less to play this card.
That's cute.
So if you're playing Odin, you should probably play at least one of these.
Yeah.
Not really. You don't really need to put more than one of these. Because more than one of these is kind of redundant. It doesn't.
I mean, it's quick cast, so it can kill any target rested J Resonator constantly.
But it is really cool against burn because you're like, hey, no.
Yeah, don't hurt me real good.
It's also real cool against Bahamut because you're like, hey, you're Bahamut? Haha, you deal 1,000 fam.
Yeah, don't deal me 18.
Because it doesn't matter what deals the damage. It just deals 1,000 instead. So your 40/40 dragon deals 10. Thanks, buddy.
That's good. That's good. I like it. Next one is Wind of Asgard. It's 1 white, quick cast. You and entities you control gain Barry until end of turn. My favorite card ever created.
Yeah.
Force Res in your face. You may play this card without paying its mana cost.
So your favorite card just got better.
Yeah, with upside. Look at that.
Guess Cardinals playing Odin.
Don't touch me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Cardwell and Odin, they're good friends right now.
Yeah, I like to ride a 6-legged horse.
Yeah.
Or is it 8 in this one? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's something.
Next up, we're going to jump into red. So first up, red card is Ambushing Scorpion. Is 1 red and 1 for a 7/7 quick cast Bane. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Enter. Put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field it gains. Put it at the bottom of the end of the turn. So it's just a free quick cast, bring a thing into play. The fun thing about these quick cast cards is if you time it right, you get a free stone on your turn. Because at the very end of their turn, after their end step, you're like, cool, put this into play. Trigger, get its ability, get a free stone into play, and then I get to keep that stone until the end of my next turn.
Yeah.
So you're like, cool, mana ramp. Hey.
Yeah. And plus this will trigger all the resonance of the fire stones.
And you get all the Steely Fire resonances you need.
And the 7/7 Bane is ridiculous. Usually with someone with Bane, it's a small power.
Yeah, 7/7 Bane that you're like, I'm going to kill your little dudes and I'm going to kill your big dudes.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you in the face with a stinger, for sure. The next one, Barbados, was part of the starter deck, and it's pretty good.
He's got a tiny, cute fox.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Super cute fox.
Cthulhu's Intimidation, also part of the starter deck.
Yep.
It's decent, not great.
Meh, yeah, it's meh. Explosive Withdrawal. It's 1 white and 1 chant. Quick cast, destroy target J ruler you control. This card deals damage equal to attack of the chosen J ruler to target player or resonator. It has the Force Resonant of Chaos. You may banish a magic stone rather than play them this card's cost. Wow.
Hey, so you remember Lovecraft?
Wow.
It comes into play and shoots your opponent for 18 and you're like, kill this dude, take 18?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that to kill you for free?
Yeah, for 36, you're gonna be dead.
Card's nuts. Like,
just banish Magic Stone for free. Oh my god. That's gonna be a deck.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's a deck.
I'm telling you, the other cat's gonna be super fun too.
Gross.
Definitely think about playing that card, even if it's just like a 1 or 2 of, because you're getting, like, it's free to play because of the stones you have.
Yeah.
And you're not losing stones because you get the stones that are free. Like, you get free stones and then you're just like, we'll kill him. I don't care. Next is Flame Soldier of Ma'at. We heard about this dude in the starter deck. He's just your 1-drop beater. Yep. Pretty good.
Flaming Salamander, also a 2-drop in the starter deck. Pretty decent.
The Heat of the Sand. It is 2 red for a 7/7 Tails quick cast. Resonance Fire Magic Stone. Produce a red.
Okay.
Banish a Fire Magic Stone. Draw a card. Revolution. Enter. Put the top card of your Magic Stone into the deck field rested. At the end of turn, put it on the bottom. So it's just a cool way to get free stones and free magics, free mana.
Yeah, free will for whenever you get all the stuff that comes in.
Again, it has quick cast, so if you do it at the end of their turn, like the very, very end of their turn, then you get to keep this for the next turn when you do all your silly fire resonances and you get free mana. You're just like, free mana. Play things.
So, not too bad.
Yeah.
We'll see about standard or, New
I think it can be used. I think Nyarlathotep's going to be some weird cards to build and make a deck out of, but I think she's going to be one of the, personally, I think she's going to be one of the strongest. It's probably going to be one of the ones I play at first because I really like her idea.
For sure. Next one is Magic Stone Dance of Chaos. 1 red. The top 3 cards of your Magic Stone deck in the field rested. And this is with the other one, you get 3 Fire Will immediately. And then, of course, return to the bottom. It has a Chaos Force. Then you may banish any number of Magic Stones, destroy all J Resonators with total costs are equal to the number of Magic Stones banished this way. This is rough ask, I think. To just banish. Sure, you get 3 free ones and whatever, but sometimes you need a 4 or 5 and you're just banishing stones.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dangerous card, but if you need to do it, sometimes you need to. Yeah. I still don't think it's... I don't know. We'll have to see what it does. I don't know if it's going to be worth it or not, but it can get a free kill spell.
It's a build around, or it is definitely... Well, we have to see the meta first.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all 1 and 2 drops and do it.
But again, remember, like I said, buy Belial. This is one of those cards that hates Belial because you're like 1 red, banish no magic stones, kill your tokens. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your tokens.
Super gross.
Next is Malua, the Mage of Ma'at. It is 2 red for a 7/7 quick cast. If I remember right, this is one of my favorite red dudes.
There are a lot of quick casts in red.
When this card is destroyed, it deals damage equal to its attack to your opponent. Revolution. Discard your hand. This card deals 1,000 damage multiplied by the number of cards discarded this way to each J Resonator, then draw 4 cards.
Okay, good.
So yeah, this was one of the cards I was thinking about because it's really, really good.
This could be a one-sided board wipe on their turn. That's insane.
At the end of their turn.
End of their turn.
And you draw 4 cards back, so you don't really lose any value.
You don't. At all.
And you gain a 7/7 that's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Or you draw 3 cards. You discard 1 card out of your hand and then you
Oh no, it's not a one-sided board wipe. It does hit yours too.
Oh,
because that's why his ability is that way. No. When he's destroyed, just it does damage to your opponent. That's why it's to each thing. I remember he kills himself because he's that way.
But still, drawing cards if you have 1.
Yeah, 2 mana, board wipe, and draw 4 cards. I'll take it.
Yes. Phantasmal Ascendant. We already talked about this guy. He's super good for 1 red.
Rebirth of Flaming Disaster. The card is gnarly looking.
Yeah, it is.
1 red chant. Quick cast. Destroy target J ruler you control. Put a 4/4 Cthulhu into play with swiftness. Fire Chaos. Put X 4/4 Cthulhu resonated tokens with swiftness into the field, where X is the number of magic stones you control. I like this card a whole lot because you're like, cool, at the end of turn, make 7 dudes or 6 dudes, however many, whatever you're just like, I have so many stones.
I need to make dudes to kill you with. Thanks.
Yeah.
For 1. 1 red flame. We already talked about it from this deck. It's okay.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's okay.
Next is Red Riding Hood, the Crimson Wolf. She is a Marvel rare, and she is Marvel rare for a good reason because she is probably one of the best red tails. 1 red for a 2/5. When damage is dealt to your opponent, this card gets +2/+2.
Yes.
Pay 1 red, destroy target damage, J Resonator. Neat. Fire Magic Stone Resonance. This card deals 200 damage to your opponent and each J Resonator your opponent controls.
Ooh, gross.
Solid. Revolution. Put the top 2 cards in your Magic Stone deck into the field rested. They gain it in turn. Put them at the bottom of the deck. So for 1 mana, you get 2 free stones. Shoot them for 4. Shoot their board for 4. And what doesn't die, you just pay 1 red and kill it off.
Yep.
And then this gets +2. This gets +4/+4.
Yep.
On the turn that it comes into play if it's ordered. Yes, please. On top of being able to not tap and call a stone with it, like if it has swiftness, you're just like, cool, call stone.
Yep.
And it doesn't tap it, and then you still get to attack.
Another stone comes, damage another thing. And you'll
Yeah.
be like, blah.
Yeah. Card is insanely good for tails. So if you're playing Cthulhu Girl, you should probably be playing this one.
For sure. Next one we've already talked about, Spirit of Mahat. It's Mahat. It's, I just want to say it, 2 red and 1.
Sudden Manifestation of Power. It gets you free stones, which is still good. We're going to see what all that can do.
This means war! It's 2 red and 1 chant. Quick cast. You may play this card without paying its mana cost if the first spell you played this game, the whole game. So at the beginning, draw 2 cards, reveal any number of cards with tails from your hand. This card deals 200 damage multiplied by the number of cards with tails revealed this way to target player or J Resonator. So literally beginning of the game, you're just like, BAM!
Yeah, I like this card.
It's cute.
It's a silly pot of greed. It's awesome. You're just like, cool. Started the game. If I go second, it's my first spell. Okay, dude.
Or even just like in your face, take 3,
you're
take
like,
6.
Take 6 to 8 damage because you're probably gonna have 2 to 3 tails. So it's just free damage and draw cards.
So let's just say we're playing Carlina, right? And we show this reveal and then show Behemoth and all those tails and kill them. And then turn with will, pay her, bam, take 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead.
Honestly, even if you don't play tails, that card's just free draw 2 at the start of the game.
It really is. Like you're just drawing 2.
Okay, cool.
For free. I like it.
Yeah, that is it for red. The red set it's pretty wild. We're gonna see what it can do.
White looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like the best so far, but we'll see what blue shows us. All right, and of course the first card is Fairy of Trickery. It's 2 blue, 6/7 quick cast flying, which is awesome. You may pay 1 blue, play this card if you control a J ruler. Enter. Rest target J Resonator. It doesn't recover during its controller's next recovery phase, which is amazing. And when this card is destroyed, rest target J Resonator and does the same thing. This card's good.
Yeah.
I would definitely play it in New Frontiers.
Yeah, definitely playable in New Frontiers and playable in any deck because it does not have Tails or Villains restrictions.
Yeah, just play it. And limited, it's a bomb, I feel like. If
you're playing blue, you should be playing this card. Next is Fenrir. He is 2 blue for a 6/8 villain quick cast. Enter. J Resonator's opponent control, get -1000 until the end of turn.
Okay.
When this card is destroyed, draw a card. Revolution. This card gets +4/+4.
Yeah.
And then enter. Destroy target J Resonator your opponent controls if its attack is 1000 or if it's 0 or less. So this is just a 2-drop. Come into play. Your stuff gets minus 1,000, and hopefully you kill a thing.
Yeah.
And it's a 10, 12. I'll take it.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's pretty good. It's not like super broken, but
Yeah.
it's still a good 2-drop for Loki.
I agree. Garmheld, 2 blue and 1. He's a god. He's a 8/8 for villains. Remove this card in your graveyard from the game. Produce a blue. Spin this only to play cards named Grimheld. Revolution. As this card enters the field, you may reveal a Resonator with tails you own from outside the game. Remove it from the game. If you do, this card enters the field as a copy that is removed this way. Huh.
So remember all those cool tales that we talked about in Cthulhu's? Yeah. You get to steal them with Loki, because, Loki's the god of mischief and trickery. That's what Garmheld does. So you're like, hey, cool, my sideboard's going to be like one-ofs of these dudes.
Yeah.
So I should be like, I need this. The next card we got is Giant's Advance. It is 1 blue, quick cast chant. Choose 1, recover target giant you control, produce 2 Will of any combination of attributes. Spin this only to play giants. It's pretty cool if you're playing giants. If you're playing that tribal thing, you can do that.
Yeah,
but I don't know how good it's going to be until we get through all the giants.
Yeah, it's a build around. Just don't play it otherwise at all.
Yeah.
Next one is Loki enters the game of gods. Also a cheater. It's a 1 white chant, quick cast. Choose 1 target Resonator. Resonator you control gains minus 2,000 just gains until end of turn. Draw a card. That's good. Produce 1 will of any attribute. Draw a card. They have the force resonance of trickery. Resonators in your hand gain quick cast until end of turn. So that's pretty good to be able to play this and then play a big dude without them knowing. But I feel like this is a build around, and I'm not sure how to feel about it.
Yeah, we'll see what this can do. It is really neat because it draws you cards and gains your dude's quick cast, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
It's a cantrip with less fill, so.
Next is Loki's Curse. It is 1 blue quick cast. Rest target J Resonator. Force trickery at the beginning of your turn. Put this card from your graveyard into your hand.
Yes.
This card is really, really strong just because you're like free tap down dudes. It's not free, but
still.
Recurring tap down dudes is always good.
It's always very good, for sure.
Honestly, a spell that can come back to your hand by itself is really good.
Yeah, you don't need anything else, well, besides your dude flipped on a dude, which you're going to have happen. To be able to tap that dude, don't target me, and then, get it back, and then do it again.
I definitely think that card's playable. I don't know if it's going to be like 4 of playable, because it's not that good, but it's still good.
I would play 2 in blue, but always, no matter what. Loki's Deception is, no, my poor guy Hanzo, look at him.
Yeah.
It's a 3 blue chant, quick cast, choose 1, gain control of target enter ability, which is...
It's so good.
That's so good. And then change the target spell or ability with a single target. And then with the Trickery Renaissance, I always have to say Renaissance in my head. So you may remove 2 water cards in your hand from the game rather than play this card. So you can super trick them out by grabbing their interplayability.
I like this card a lot. I think this card is going to see a lot of play in Standard, and Limited, and just in general.
Yeah.
Because this card has so much value for 3 mana. Yes, it's kind of expensive, but you get to steal an Enter trigger. Oh, you're Bahamut? No. Or not Bahamut, but like, because it can't be responded to. But like, I don't know, any other Enter triggers. Like, the silly come into play, do things like kill your board or whatever.
Or the old J rollers where they flip and they have to do some on Enter trigger, and you're like, no, that's mine.
Yeah.
And then I get to use it on you, which is awesome.
Or you can change the target of a spell or an ability, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
It's just got a lot of value in, like it says, trickery.
So the fact of where, you can't chase to the judgment or whatever, but that ability goes off and then you can use that.
Yeah.
You can be like, oh, turn that around on you.
Next is the Masked Giant of Trickery. He is 2 blue and 1 for a 10/10. You may play this card without paying its cost if you control an entity with tails and an entity with villains. Your opponent must target this card with spells and abilities if able. So as long as you have Garmheld used as a Force Resonance to turn him into a tails, and then you play another card that's a villain, then you have both.
And this guy's free. And this guy's super good.
Yeah, he's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have him playing for free, he's a 3-drop that has to be targeted.
Yeah. Don't target my more important dude, or don't hit me in the face with a bunch of damage.
We all remember how Lightning Mermaid was annoying.
Yeah.
That's just a 10/10 Lightning Mermaid.
Right? This one's a 1-drop, Roar of the Underground Giant. Quick cast, return target non-magic stone or non-J-Ruler entity to your owner's hand. And then with the trickery, you may put a giant card from the graveyard into your hand. This is okay. It's a build around. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, if you're playing giants, it's cool. If you're not, it's kind of meh.
Very meh.
Skidbalanar,
Yeah,
the magical sailing ship. It is 1 blue, quick cast edition. Enter, search your library for a giant, reveal it, put it in your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck. When a J ruler you control is destroyed, you may return this card to its owner's hand. Tap, target J resonator you control cannot be blocked until the end of turn.
Whoa, I like that part a lot. I like this card a lot.
Yeah, this card's really, really strong because it's always, you get to go search your deck for a card almost always.
Yep.
And then you get to make sure things not block. I will take it. Thank you.
And yeah, the fact that it comes back to your hand to go get another giant after your dude dies, it helps. Because sometimes
it's super strong.
I think that's really good, actually. All right, next one is Underground Giant. It's 2 blue, 2, 17/17 barrier. Cool.
Yeah.
You may pay 2 less for this card. If a J ruler you controlled was destroyed this turn, this card enters the field rested, obviously. Revolution, return all resonators your opponent controls to its owner's hand. Gross. This card's gross. Play it.
I'm kind of confused how this card's only a normal.
Yeah, no joke. Because it comes in a play tap, you can't attack with it.
I don't care.
I don't care either. Return all your dudes to your hand.
This card is 2 mana.
Mm-hmm.
Return dudes to your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And uncounterable. Like, what?
Yeah.
Because you're playing it to play the revolution,
Yeah.
to bounce all things, so it means it can't be countered. So you're like, cool, I get a 17/17 that returns everything.
And it has barrier.
I don't know. I think this card's really, really
That's
strong.
right. I think so too for a normal. And then with that addition we just talked about, making it unblockable. 2
I
turn
like this
clock,
card a
baby.
lot.
Maybe 3, but potentially turn 2 for sure.
Yeah. This is probably the best blue card though I've seen. Velmol, the Snake of Knowledge. He has 1 blue for a 4/4 Villains Eternal.
Okay.
1 blue, target J Resonator, and this card lose all abilities until the end of turn. Revolution, enter, draw 3 cards.
Okay.
So this card makes Loki super strong, and the way Loki I think plays is you play all your little dudes that do cool revolutions like this guy really quickly, and then you play your big dudes. But what makes this card so strong is you're like, cool, pay a blue, target thing loses all abilities, and I do. But then you just respond to it and do it more.
Yeah.
So you're like, that thing loses abilities, that thing loses abilities, that thing loses abilities, and that thing loses abilities. Then they all trigger. Your snake loses it 3 times, but you don't care.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
You already did what you needed to do. And then you kill this with your pay 0 ability. Kill target ordered thing, and you get something else. Or you play another snake, and you're like, cool, draw 3 more cards.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That or it's just a good blocker. 1 drop Eternal. Just hey, don't
Yeah, you don't even have to pay the blue.
don't care.
Dude's pretty strong.
Pretty good. Well, with Loki, can you kill it if it has Eternal? Or does it say
It'll lose abilities.
Oh yeah,
It'll lose that ability. So
that's super.
that's
cute.
why it's there, because you want to pay the 0 to, you want to make it lose abilities and then pay 0 to kill it, to play another snake or get another
And you're
revolution.
drawing 3 cards for
Yeah.
1 mana. That card is amazing.
Yeah, it's super good.
Next one is Water Mage Mahat. It's a 1 white wizard, 2/4. When this card is destroyed, draw a card. Revolution, put up to 1 target resonator from and up to 1 target addition on the bottom of their owner's deck in any order. This is solid.
Yeah, it's a very solid card.
Hard solid. And for 1 mana, yeah, just to be like, put on the bottom, you don't get it back. It's not destroyed. You don't have to worry about graveyard shenanigans. It's just gone technically forever.
Yeah, I definitely do think this card is one of the stronger blue cards in the set. It's not like crazy good, but
No.
it's still a good card.
Yeah, for sure.
Next, we will go into green. The first card we got is "And War It Shall Be."
Please let this be a counter to the other one.
I think it is, yeah. 1 green. Quick cast. You may search your deck for a card with tails, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck. Moon, Force Resonance. If this is the first spell you played this turn, recover target magic stone you control. It's cool.
It's okay.
I think the other one's better,
Way better.
but this one's still really cool.
But when your opponent plays this against you, the other one, you should yell this back at them.
Yeah.
This should be a screaming match.
Yeah, if they pay the red one, you have this one, you just play it for the flavor.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah, and war shall be. That's how you do it.
yeah.
Feasting 100 years of wizardry. It's 1 green, quick cast, 4/4. It's a Tells. Enter, cancel target spell or activated ability your opponent controls and lets its controller pays X, where X is the number of entities you control. Is this additions?
Yeah, this one got
Okay,
eroded.
this got eroded.
This card caused a whole lot of issues in chat and the world and
Yes.
everything of Force Will got like died for a minute because this card existed the way it
Because
did.
it would make sense why. Because it
Yeah.
would be way too strong. I mean, 100 years of wizardry is powerful. Okay, I
Yeah,
get you.
yeah.
But, so, it has a revolution of 0. Turn the order card, ordering this card to your ruler as a ruler if you do draw a card. This card is now a non-ordered resonator in the field. Okay, weird.
It means you don't lose your dude,
Yeah.
and you get to keep this as a resonator for free, and play more of them.
Yeah.
And this card got eroded to say additions instead of entities, which is what makes it not nearly as busted. In Kaguya, this card is nuts. Like, this card is super good in Kaguya because you're like playing additions all day with moon additions. But in the other decks, it's not nearly as strong.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool, but it's not super powerful.
Not super powerful, yeah. It looks like something's in her eye. She's not winking. And she's just telling you it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, man.
Next is Gale of the Moon. Is 2 green chant, quick cast, cancel target spell, put a Wind Moon Edition token into the field.
Gross.
Yeah.
Green is called Cancer now. We will go to the next Cancer card.
Yeah. I will take counterspell, make a free addition to counter your spell some more with.
Yeah, it's gross. Galileo Polymath. It's a 12/12 cat. It's 3 green and 1. Can't get over the picture. So, okay, Tails, Flying Barrier. Draw a card when it enters. J resonators as you control have flying, and whenever resonator you control attacks, recover target magic stone you control. Jeez, how good can this be? Revolution, moon additions you control become
Yeah. You ask and you shall receive.
1,000 resonators. They are still additions.
I'm
Wow.
gonna beat your ass with math.
Yeah.
That's what this cat
Yeah.
says.
You're
You're playing Kaguya? This is your win con. This is win con number 2.
This is where you get to say, I'm going to beat you with Orion's belt.
Yeah.
'Cause this is what...
You're like, this cat? Yeah. That,
Bam.
take math.
And it can't be chased, and then it has barrier afterwards.
Yeah, this
and
card's
you're just
super
like,
good.
"Brrr."
You're like, all my moons are big. Barg. And they have flying. Barg.
Gross. This
You
card's
know,
gross.
making math powerful,
Yeah.
boys. Good job, Green.
That's so good.
Definitely play it if you're
Just
playing Kaguya.
Play 4 of them and win. Like, that's
Yeah.
how this... You counter everything until turn 4, and then you play this, and you just swing.
Yeah, and you're like, math wins.
Math.
Next is Hanzo, Ninja of the Moon. He is 1 green 4/4 with he's a cat ninja. Banish a moon, cancel target chance spell your opponent controls unless its controller pays 1. Banish a moon, this card gains +4/+4 until the end of turn. Revolution. Enter, you may pay X. You may put X moon additions into play and recover up to X magic stones you control. Moons you control have tap, add, produce 1 white, 1 blue, or 1 green.
Nice. This guy helps out a lot.
Yeah, this dude is definitely like a 4 of in Kaguya, or
Yeah.
maybe like a 3 of. He is really strong. I think he's really, really one of the best 1-drops in green. I don't know if he's like he's top tier, but he's not
Yeah.
like gonna break the game by any means.
No.
But he's still really good. Just be like, hey, cancel that.
Cancel that, yeah.
Force Spike. For those that know that card.
Because by turn 2, he's great, because then you do it, and then create a moon, and then you're ramping.
Yeah,
constantly.
turn 2 is where you play this dude.
Yeah, for sure. Kaguya enters the game of gods. Okay, they're all cheaters.
Yeah, they all cheat.
They're gods. They can do whatever they want.
I was like, have we seen God before? That's what they do. They cheat.
Right? It's 1 green. Choose one. Put a moon addition token in the field. Draw a card, of course. Target entity you control gains barrier until end of turn. Draw a card. Although it's not quick cast, so that's weird. And then force resonance of moon. You may destroy all moons you control. This deals 500 damage to multiply by any number of moons destroyed this way to target player or resonator. So you could also machine gun them with good old Hanzo.
Yeah.
Cute. So yeah, that's okay. I would, if you do the whole moon package, do it. Play this.
Yeah. This is another way to win because you're just like, cool, sacrifice moons, die.
Yeah. Although the whole barrier and not quick guessing really irks me. For
Next
sure.
is Kaguya's Moon Watching. It is 1 green chant. You recover X magic stones where X is the number of moons you control. Force Resonance Moon. Players cannot chase this card. It's a neat card. It's kind of gimmicky. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of meh because you're like, you're playing this card just to do other stuff. So why not just do the other stuff instead?
Yeah.
Like this feels like a wasted card in your deck to me.
It's a combo card that you'll probably play in like Wanderer from 5 years from now when it gets busted. But right now, don't play this card.
Sadly, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Kotaro, Ninja of Silence, also adorable. It's 2 green, cat ninja. 6/6, Tails, quick cast. This card gains +2/+2 for each moon you control. Revolution, choose one. Destroy all additions your opponent controls. Target player cannot play chance until end of turn. I like this card a lot. Almost sideboard-ish more than anything because of the Eternal part, or the Revolution. But still, it can get big really quick.
Yeah, he's big, angry, and he's good against Kaguya.
Yeah.
Oh, you have moon editions? Should be a shame if they all died.
Just all get out of here.
Yeah, thanks. The Mimi Tribe Spectator is 1 green for a 4/4. J resonates with villains you control, gain +4/+4.
It's kind of mean. Like, these memes are cute and they're like, yay, villains.
Yeah, they're just so happy about
Go
them.
for it. And they're just nomming on flesh. Moon Rabbit Spectators. Here we go. 1 green rabbit. J resonates with tails you control, gain +4/+4. That's a 4/4. Just cute little lords.
I love that the Moon Rabbits are fighting the Mimi Tribe.
Yep.
Like, that's just where we're at.
That's Japan for you.
Next is Ninja of Silence. 2 green for a 6/6 quick cast. You may pay a green less to play this card if you control a J ruler. Enter, prevent all damage that will be dealt by target J resonator until the end of turn.
It's meh.
It's neat.
It's not what you want to be doing. Maybe sideboard if like crazy creature decks start happening. You know, discard and take 20, or play this guy, take 18. But I would not play him.
Yeah, I don't think he's like super powerful, but he is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, he's a good sideboard card.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
really about where I think he goes.
The Rabbit Ninja, it's a 2 green and 1. The 8/8 tells when this card attacks, it gains flying until end of turn. Okay. Rest a recovered moon you control. This card gains swiftness. That's awesome. Recover 2 moon control. Recover this card. Oh my god. Revolution. Enter. Draw 2 cards and put 2 moon edition tokens on the field. Gross. So this could just be a constant beater real quick.
Yep. Constant beater / win con. It's another good way for Kaguya to win if you want to go this route of just having like. So you could go this route and play more of the control package and just have this as your like main win con.
Yeah.
Just to like power out with her.
Swing, swing, attack.
Yeah. You don't have, it's however you want to do it. You can go wide with moon editions and just throw them at your opponent for 500, or you can just be like math, because I like math.
Yeah.
Personally, math's my favorite. Just be like, rap, bar.
Yeah. Astromath as wins.
You're playing Galileo Cat, but this is just your single way to win.
Do it.
Next is the Wind Knight of Ma'at. He is 3 green for an 8/9 quick cast. Enter, put up to 1 min chant from your graveyard into your hand. And then Revolution, recover up to 2 magic stones you control. Neat. I don't know if he's like super strong. He costs 1 mana for an 8/9, which is kind of cool because he enters and untaps 2 stones.
Yeah.
But,
This is like the top of the barrel where it's like you need a draft card to fill out your numbers. This is it. Like this is like
yeah,
it does something, but just not enough.
it does something neat, but I don't know if I really care for it that much.
Definitely don't play it in New Frontiers. Next one, Wind Moon. It's 1 green. It is a moon edition. You may play this card without paying its mana cost. If a Wind J ruler was put in the field under your control this turn, enter, draw a card. This is neat.
Yeah.
Turn 1, you can play 1 drop, put this on, dump all your Wind Moods, and then you have moon editions.
Yeah, I really do like this card, and I think it's pretty strong in addition to the other stuff, because it doesn't do anything else other than draw a card, but it helps you make your deck work, which is really what you want.
Yeah, and if you already have a Hanzo, then you play this, and then you can tap it for a color, so it doesn't matter, and you draw a card.
That's true.
So, like, it's super solid. This card's good.
This with Hanzo is real strong, yeah.
So 4 of, just 4 of in New Frontiers.
That is it for green, and we'll delve into black. All right, we're delving into darkness now, and the first one you got is Call of Darkness. It is 1 black for a chant. You may search your deck for a card with villains, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck. Faith Resonance.
It has 2 different ones.
You may search your deck for a Valkyrie with villains, reveal it, and put in your hand. Trickery. You may search your deck for a Giant with villains, reveal it, and put in your hand. Cute. I like this card a lot because it allows you to play it in either villain deck, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like a great card, but it's usable in both, which is nice.
And it's cheap, for sure. Next one is Dark Magic of Mahat. It's a 1 black wizard. It's a 4/4 with Bane. Enter, target J Resonator gains -4/-4 until end of turn. Revolution, your opponent banishes 2 Resonators. If they don't, your opponent discards a card for each Resonator not banished this way. Great. This card's super
Yeah,
good.
remember how cards are good? This is one of them.
This is definitely one of them. Especially turn 1, you're like, discard 2 cards. Thanks.
If you're playing Darkness, you play this card regardless of who you're playing.
Yeah.
Because it's literally -4/-4. And if we've seen anything right now and know how this game works, 4/4 kills pretty much everything in the game.
Especially every almost 1-drop ever.
Yeah.
So you kill a dude, they discard 2 cards. Win-win.
Yeah, it's so good. 1 black Dark Sun edition. Quick cast. Your opponent banishes non-magic stone, non-general entity. Force Resonance Faith. Your opponent controls entities your opponent controls lose all races.
Huh.
Faith Resonance Trickery. Your opponent cannot pay or any costs that include banishing an entity. It's a cool sideboard card for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's really what you're using it for, to make sure they don't do any shenanigans with stuff, but you don't really need it otherwise.
Yeah. Next one, Falling from Fate. 1 Darkness Chant. Target opponent reveals their hand. Choose a card with tails or villains from among them. Remove them from the game. It's sideboard, and even then, not that much because there's always better discard.
Yeah, it's a cool card in like if you're playing like limited. This card's awesome because you're gonna have a better chance.
For sure. And I'm sorry, but the upper right rod looks like a mic, so he's like dropping the mic too. Like I don't know.
Next is the Night Moon. It is a 1-drop edition moon, black. You may pay this card without paying its cost. If a moon you control is banished this turn. And then enter your opponent discards a card. So this is another way to get a free moon, which is kind of cool. It replaces a moon that you lost.
Yeah. It's okay, but
it's neat, but it does give you free discard, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. But almost the green moon is way better, for sure. Phantasmal Scarlet. It's 1 darkness. Target J Resonator loses all abilities until end of turn, then destroy it. And with the Chaos of Force Resonance, quick cast, you may banish a Darkness Magic Stone rather than pay this card. This card's super good.
Yeah, personally, I think this is one of the best cards in the Gnarly Cat stuff, just because it's 1 mana kill a thing.
Yeah.
Like, period.
Play an any darkness thing. It's literally insane.
Well,
why is this card made?
It's only free in Cthulhu Girl, but it's good in indie deck.
It's still 1 darkness.
Yeah, 1 darkness kill a thing because it loses all abilities and then destroy it. Like, that card's insane.
Yeah, it's super great.
Next is Shimmel, the Giant of Distressed. He's 1 black and 3 for a 13/13 villain. You may pay 3 less to play this card if your J ruler you controlled was destroyed. When this card is destroyed, J Resonators gets -1/-1 till the end of turn. Revolution, your opponent discards 2 cards. This is one of the really good giants. If you're playing giants, you definitely play this dude.
Wow. Turn 1, you can have them kill a dude, banish 2 cards. Turn 2, kill that thing, then bring him in, and they discard 2 hands. They have 0 cards at that point.
Yeah, pretty good.
And you have a 13/13 on turn 2.
Yeah, pretty good.
Gross.
I'll take it.
Gross. Oh yes, sorry. I was so flabbergasted. Soul Stealing Valkyrie. It's 1 darkness 4/4 flying. Destroy a J ruler you control. The opponent loses 2 life multiplied by the total cost of J rulers, and you gain that much life. Wait, what? Your opponent loses 200 life multiplied by the total cost of that J ruler. Oh, okay. So this can actually work with the white Valkyrie card and all that stuff.
This is really strong with Odin.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still really good with the others for the simple fact that it allows you to get free orders or get more orders going, and it's free damage. It's not like crazy with the others, but it's still really, really strong.
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely an Odin, but I don't know about the others if it's built around otherwise. But Odin, I think it's really good.
And it looked like black was just a good mixture of like support cards.
Yeah. Next, we're going into the multicolored cards, which are really good for all of them.
Yeah.
The first one we have is Arena Expansion Asgard. It is black, green, and white. J rulers you control gain Drain.
Yes.
Force Resonance Faith. When this card is put into the grave from your deck, put it into the field. So remember Odin, when he flips and goes and searches a thing up, you're like, cool, I'm going to go get my edition because I can.
Wow.
And then all my little dudes that you flip over, like Mistletoe that gets bigger, has Drain.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she needed Drain.
Super gross. Arena Expansion Fine and Suko no Mayako. White, blue, green. It is a moon. Moon editions you control gain Eternal and Barrier. Cool. And with the Force Resonance of Moon, you may pay a blue and a white less to play this card if you control 3 or more moons. Good.
That card's really good.
This card's really good.
Like, I think all the additions for themselves, like, that help that ruler are really, really strong.
Yeah, for sure.
Arena expansion Riley is a black, red, and white. Eternal. Enter, shuffle any number of magic stones from your graveyard and/or your removed area from your magic stone deck into your magic stone deck. Draw a card.
Nice.
Treat fire magic stones you control as light magic stones and darkness magic stones. And then fire, force, resonance, chaos. You may banish a magic stone rather than pay this card's cost.
No, that's too good.
It's pretty
You
good.
literally just have firestones, all firestones, and then play this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, immediately.
Oh, I know.
That's gross.
I'm aware.
That's sick.
And it allows you to, like, it's still dangerous to lose your magic stones, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But this allows you to do that and have a way back out of it.
Just insane sack of everything. Arena expansion, that's good. It's a blue, green, black. I love the picture though. Whenever a J-Roller you control is destroyed, this card becomes a 2000 resonator until end of turn. Still in addition, pay a blue. This card gains barrier. Trickery, you may pay a green or black less to play this card if your J-Roller control is destroyed this turn.
So Loki just gets to beat your face.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. My addition that you didn't pay attention to, I'm going to kill my little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of gross because you're like, hey, play this blue snake, make your dude have no abilities. Now I'm going to swing with my dude.
Yeah, I'm going to swing 20
kill it.
and kill you.
Pretty
Kill you in the
good.
face.
Calamity Shield. This card is awesome. I remember reading this card and laughing a lot because it was fantastic.
Well, just the picture alone.
Yeah. A white and a red. Quick cast. Choose one. If damage will be dealt to you this turn, is dealt to your opponent instead. If damage will be dealt to target J resonator you control, is dealt to your opponent instead. If damage will be dealt to by target spell or ability with a single target that is its turn is dealt to your opponent instead. Force Resonance Chaos. You may pay a white less to play this card if you control a ruler J ruler with tails.
Man.
So you're like, hey, no.
Yeah.
Take damage.
So there's a meme in Magic called Deflecting Palm. This is exactly what it is. And I hope this becomes the meme of Force of Will.
I like this card a lot. I think
Yeah.
it's actually relatively strong for what this is doing.
I use Deflecting Palm on Standard, and it killed people all the time. And I would like to do that with this card too.
Well, so the reason I like this card is it gives Cthulhu, because for a while she didn't have a way out of any of the like Kaguya stuff.
Yeah.
This gives her a way out of Kaguya. Oh, you're gonna blow me up for 500 or whatever?
Well, yeah.
No.
Peg it.
And Odin has this goofy little sword that says I'd only take 1,000. And it's just funny because this is, and Loki's like, hey, your dudes are all negated.
Yeah.
This gives Cthulhu and then Nyarlathotep how to
So,
give out of it. You're just like, nah, take your damage.
Is that older Nyarlathotep on Nyarlathotep?
That's little Riding Hood, little red.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good. Demon Beast of Hellfire. Whoa. It's a dark red and black 6/6 swiftness, precision, bane. Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Revolution. Enter. Your opponent banishes a non-magic stone, non-J-Ruler entity. Repeat this process until the combined total of entities banished this way is equal to or greater than X, where X is the number of magic stones you control. Ridiculous. This card's redonkulous.
Remember how I said, Bilal, you have no tokens? This card says hi again.
Bye.
Yeah, your tokens, they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
You're going to sacrifice all your tokens, and then I'm going to repeat this until I get to my magic stones.
And whatever's left, the J-Ruler, quote unquote, you attack into it with this guy.
Yeah, because Swift is precision and bane.
Yeah.
Yay!
You don't care. The board is wiped for
Yeah,
2.
this card's, I like it. I don't know how strong it's going to be. It's gimmicky for sure, and I do enjoy the idea of it.
It's insane.
Nothing else, I would say use it as a sideboard card. Next is Dagra Magra. It is a black, red, and white. For quick cast, this card deals X hundred damage to target player or J resonator, and you gain the X hundred life, where X is randomly determined number between 1 and 20. If the combined total number of magic stones you control and magic stones in the graveyard is 10 or more, X is 20.
Okay.
Force Resonance Chaos, you may banish 2 magic stones rather than pay this card's cost. This card is amazing.
Gross.
Because you're like, hey, get free stones at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
On my turn, I'm going to call stone, get more stones, sacrifice 2, have them still trigger to help this pay for itself,
Yeah.
and then just kill you.
Just kill you.
This card's awesome. I think this card's really good in Nyarlathotep as like a 1 or 2 of.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to do more than that. Granted, you could just get lucky and be like, roll 20, but
then
I
take
mean,
it.
it's still like, It's still free damage, so it's cool regardless.
Yeah, for sure. Now this one is called Double Bind. It's a darkness and blue. Now this does have a errata, but it says choose one, cancel target spell with tails, destroy target J Resonator with tails. That has trickery. You may pay a black less to play this card if you control Resonator with villains. You may pay a blue less to play it if you have something with tails. So is this errata?
The errata is a J Resonator with tails and a J Resonator with villains.
Yeah, so that's how you do it.
Because that way you have to have one of each in play is how that card is free.
Yeah.
And with Garmheld, he becomes a ruler, so he can't be a Resonator, so you have to have a J.
Yeah.
Gungnir, Magic Spear of Devotion, and Odin's Hellfire raining down because he hates you.
Yep.
Black, green, and white. Quick cast. Destroy target J Resonator you control, destroy all J Resonators your opponent control, and then remove all cards in your opponent's graveyard from the game. Neat. You may pay a black and a white less to play this card during your main phase.
Just that. Just it costs green. Why not?
Yeah. Cost a green, I'm going to kill my dude, I'm going to kill your dudes, and remove your graveyard.
You don't even need to play any color. Just, yeah, that's cute.
This card's real good.
That's super. It's
Playing
ridiculous.
Odin, it's real good.
Ridiculous. Hugin and Moonin. It's a black and 2 white. It's a 1/1 beast. Villains, flying, Bane. Enter. Remove all cards in all graveyards from the game. Put X 1/1 counters card where X is the total cost among the entities you control. And then Revolution, each player discards their hand. Weird.
I think this card's really pretty good because you revolution this card and both players discard their hand, making them in top deck mode, and you remove all their cards from the game in their graveyard. Like it removes all graveyards. So we're both in top deck mode, and I have a big dude with Bane.
Could be good. But
I think it's good. It's going to be weird.
Very weird.
Loki's strategy. It is a black, green, and a blue for a quick cast. Choose one. Put target Resonator on top or on bottom of its owner's deck. Draw a card or recover up to 3 magic stones you control. Force Resonance Trickery. If you control a J Resonator, this has a rotted as well. If you control a J Resonator with tails and a J Resonator with villains, you may choose to do up to 3 instead. You may pay a black and a green less to play this card with a Resonator. Wait. You may pay black and green less to play this card if you control a J Resonator with tails and J Resonator with villains. Again, this got eroded too because they forgot to print that on there.
Yeah.
I think this card's really good for Loki just because it gives you a lot of like leeway and stuff you can do. Because Loki already has to have a lot of setup. It's not as strong, I think, as the other 3 color cards, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah. Well, just for them to focus on Grimhild so much is probably going to be the demise of these, but
yeah.
Okay. Odin's Gloom. It has a darkness and a white. Choose one. Destroy target J Ruler, which is awesome. Your opponent banishes a Resonator. Your opponent discards a card. Resonance Faith, you may choose up to 3 instead. Solid, powerful card all the time.
Best flavor text too.
Yeah. Do they let everyone in their zoo in the high gods now?
Yeah. Because he's not happy with Kaguya.
No, just staring down, menacing as much as possible.
Seal of Wind and Water. It is a green and a blue. Quick cast. Return target non-magic stone, non-J-rule entity you control to its owner's hand. Recover up to 2 target magic stones you control. Force Resonance Moon. Players cannot chase to this card. I don't think this card's that strong. I don't really like it that much. It could be good. Y'all could prove me wrong, but I don't really like this card.
It's free, technically. Because you just tap
it is free, but it doesn't really, it doesn't
do much.
It does something, but not enough, I don't think.
Yeah. With all the other cards, if you can choose something or bounce something, or that blue card that keeps tapping dudes, I can see that. Teachings of the Moon is a white, blue, green quick cast chant. Choose one, destroy all J Resonators that attack this turn. Draw 2 cards and put a card in your hand on top of the deck, and then put 2 Wind Moon Edition tokens on the field. With the Resonance of Moon, you may banish a Moon Edition rather than pay this cost, which is awesome.
Again, I still think Loki's triple card is not as strong as the others.
Yep.
This one is really good for her. The one that at the top just being like, hey, kill all your dudes that attack this turn.
Yeah.
Neat. Sure, I can take some damage, but I'm going to kill all your board.
Yeah, just it's all done now. Thanks.
That is it for multicolor. We're going to step into a couple of the other cards that are here. The first one being Ma'at, the World of Duels and Ascendants, and is 1 colorless. It's got Mythic, so when you control 2 or more entities with Mythic, the shared name, banish all but one of them. Enter, draw a card. Players play 2 more to play judgment abilities, so you don't care because you're not judgmenting.
Yep.
Prevent all damage that will be dealt by 2 J resonators with tails or J resonators with villains by J resonators with neither tails nor villains.
Gross.
This card is insanity right now.
Yeah.
Especially at the moment because we don't have a lot of tails and villains cards because it's the new set. So all the old creatures that are still going to get used because the 2 double rulers are really strong still. This card doesn't care about Virgil.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this card so strong is you're like, oh, cool, you're Virgil? I don't care.
Yeah, don't hurt me.
You don't deal damage to my dudes.
And if I go turn 1, your turn 1 is not going to be Virgil anymore. It's just going to, you got to pay 2 more. Sorry, things.
Yeah, Dante hates this card.
Yeah.
Dante's sad boy against this card. Oh, I went first?
Yeah.
Guess you're playing Virgil like normal, fam. Because Dante gets to be sad and be like, oh, I cry.
Now we'll see if this card gets restricted or banned or something and be like, hey, old set, you're done now. Because it's colorless and everyone gets to play this, you know?
Yeah.
For sideboard.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that, but it's really, really good. Definitely think about using it for sure. After that, we go into some of the stones. The stones are really simple. They're for the colors mostly. The first one we got is the Tails Magic Stone. It is Tails, tap, produce 1 will of any attribute. Spin this only to play resonators with Tails.
Yeah. The other one is the villains. Basically same thing, but tap for villains.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And that is it for the set. Overall, I think this set's going to be really, really good. I think it's, to me, it seems really balanced in the set itself.
Yeah, the set itself
Like,
is bonkers powerful altogether.
I'm enjoying the way that the company has done the new sets. They've made them really good in of themselves. And like, this set fits in its own theme, if that makes sense. Like, all the cards fit around its theme. They're all about a duel. You have spectators watching it, and it all like works. And I think they put enough thought and process into competitive and casual that it will work completely well. I mean, players are players, and we're gonna break the game because that's what we do.
That's what happens.
It's just what we do. You know that if you play games, that's what players do.
The 1 or 2 meta decks will arise soon enough for sure.
But even still, this game is gonna be super fun, and this set's gonna be super fun in and of itself. I can't wait to brew with a lot of these cards. I'm gonna show y'all what the decks like always. I'm gonna show you what the decks do first, and then I'm gonna build weird janky things because you know weird janky things are best things. And we can do meta stuff if y'all want to do meta stuff. Just let us know down in the comments. But for the most part, I'm going to show you what the decks do, and then we'll build in jank.
Yeah, and definitely let us know what your favorite color is. I was going to choose white, but Astral Cat just kind of breaks the game, to be honest. It's just like, counter, dude, you can't kill, you're dead. Like, I just see that happening. So I don't know.
You're talking about Kaguya.
Yeah, Kaguya
You're
with
talking about Math Cat.
Math Cat, yeah.
Math Cat.
It's just like, I'm a math cat.
Yeah.
I kill you with stars and math, and then you're dead.
Yeah, it really is stars and math that kill you.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, I would be like, Archelaus of Faith, discard a big dude, bring another dude back, and kill him, like sack him again. And like, it's just, I'm gonna be killing you with a white burn, basically.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of cards in the set that are gonna be interesting to see how they change the set.
Yeah.
By no means do I think. I honestly, at the moment, I think that in competitive wise, I think the double rulers are still going to be supreme. Like, honestly, because they have more cards in general.
Yeah.
That work with them. However, I think you can't disregard these new rulers.
No.
Because these new rulers have enough stuff to just be like, no, that you can't just disregard them because they're going to come out of nowhere and be like, I'm gonna kill you.
If anything, sideboard will destroy them.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But overall, excited for the set. Can't wait to see it. Let us know what you think about it.
Yeah.
And we will see y'all again next time.
Goodbye.
Later. Go ahead and hit that like button down below and hit the notification bell down there to keep up to date with any of our videos that are coming out. And also make sure you subscribe, guys. We're super close to 1,000.
And we'd like to go ahead and give a thank you to our Mythic and Above Patreon subscribers. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.